literally, I don't meet any girl.
And we're live. What's up? We're here with Pat Oates.
All
Say hi, Pat.
Hi, Pat.
The roles are reversed.
Boom, boom, pow. I am a guest.
Heyo.
And I
That's
promise to
right.
be a guest.
Oh, there we go. All right.
I have an ability to not be a guest, and I'm just going to guest it up.
I've heard that about you.
Yeah.
I don't know why people spread such vicious
Where
rumors.
have you heard that on the world-renowned Pat Oates' Sad
Yes.
Podcast? Pow, bing.
Comedy LOL Network.
Oh.
Yes, Pat Oates from Pat Oates is Sad. Why are we hearing noise?
This
What's
is
going on?
this
Noise
has
is
happened before.
I was born this way. Come on.
That's just Pat's essence. Just
Oh,
coming
Oh,
into
you
the
don't know
podcast.
my writer? In my contract, I must have Lady Gaga jamming in the
Where
background.
the hell did that come from? I must have an advertisement or something going. I'm trying to.
Right before we
quickly-
got here, Brandon was doing that thing from Silence of the Lambs where he was tucking his cock between his legs. I fuck me, playing that music and dancing in front of a mirror. How'd that get there?
That's exactly what was going on.
Yeah, maybe you should close your screen door next time. We saw the whole show.
Yeah, I know, right?
We were hanging out at the Driftwood Apartments right next to
Oh, you know what it was? There was an advertisement because I had the other window open because I'm retarded. We're our own viewer right now. I'm going to shut it off, though. We have no viewers now because we were our own viewer.
Did we let anyone know
Take
it's
what we
on?
could get.
I'm going to do – that's what I'm going to do now while you guys talk about
We really
your
want to
feelings.
advertise this one, Pat.
Oh, I don't want people to know I'm here. You know how many open mic comics will show up, go to a gig? Like, I'm just at someone's house. Just leave me alone.
They're knocking on the door. Hey, can I get a gig?
Well, how did Pat get this gig? Did he bring 3 cats? Like, yeah, I brought 3 cats. That's how I
It's
got
a
the gig.
three cat bringer. They got to be fixed, though.
You must just get bombarded day and night with that stuff. That's got to be hard to deal with.
It stinks. It stinks so much. I understand that that's what my job is, and as booking something, I have to take that on, and young comics need to get work, but there's a way to handle it. You two have never treated me like garbage. You've always done it professional. If I say, hey, email me, even though I know you do it. I mean, you sent me a video clip, which I still don't understand. I know you, fucking asshole. I don't need a video clip. Especially, it wasn't even like the best you. I'm like, I've seen better you. But, yeah, everybody hits me out because they want to get work, and then people's feelings get hurt, and I don't have feelings, so I don't understand. But it's just like, we all get rejected from shit.
Yeah.
Like, are these the same guys that, I mean, I guess they are. I hear they exist, but like when a girl turns a guy down, do they like, well, you're a piece of shit then. You don't understand what good dudes are. Like lose their mind and write shit on Facebook. Like,
What if I bring 3 guys? Can I get some action then?
but you don't want her then.
Yeah, I know. Well, some guys, you
A
know.
chick bringer is, that's the rough one.
Chick bringer. What are you going on, bro? I got to bring her at my house. If you want to come, you have to bring 3 girls. It's going to be a great party. I just tweeted it out.
We
got-
both
okay,
just did
cool.
that. We're both like, do people like us? Like, no, it's just Brandon saying we're here. I'm popular.
I like you guys.
Retweeting.
Yeah, we this is a double header for us. We had a little break. We just did a little Pat Oates is Sad at
Yeah.
Joker's Wild. So if you're listening, comedyll.com, check out Pat Oates is Sad. That'll be episode 16. We had
Wow.
Sweet 16.
Sweet 16. What was the guy's name?
Free the weed. Or whatever. Oh, what's his name?
Free the Leaf.
Free the leaf.
Hashtag Free the Leaf.
Yeah, that guy just showed up because he knew Ryan Brouth, a comedian and booker of Fox, was. I had him on the show, so we could both talk about how we deal with pieces of shit, trying to like bother us
Yeah,
all
that
day.
was a good one.
It was good, and believe me, you think I'm angry and tough to deal with? You just heard right away. Ryan is way more no nonsense.
Yeah, you
Ryan
don't care.
gets very angry.
Because he just started. He was not doing comedy before, so he had no empathy. And now he maybe has a little bit, but I still think.
Colin Sony, Souney. That works on the camera. You're not gonna see that shit. But there he is. Free the leaf, guy's a cannibal consultant.
A cannibal consultant.
I wish I wasn't sober saying that. He's a cannibal. This is how you eat a leg.
Where's Mike Weiss? I mean, Baby Spider. What's his name now?
Spider eggs.
Spider Eggs. Where's he at? Oh man.
Oh, fucking, I love Mike Weiss. He was on here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was on here with Carmen Washington, and he was just like.
Yeah, that was a fun episode.
They were going back and forth, and they were both. At first, I thought they were serious, but they were just both joking. It was funny.
Carmen
Oh.
will write things on my Facebook once in a while, but like, why you leaving me, baby? We're together. I'm like, yeah, why the fuck Shaquille O'Neal, baby? She's a nice lady. I watch most of your guys' shows. I don't watch them all because I can't watch them because you guys are creeps. We're all creepy guys. But I listen to most of your guys' stuff, and I critique you a lot. I think that you are one of my favorite interviews of all time because it's kind of like watching Saturday Night Live when they do that public access stuff. Because you'll ask, oh, so what was the first time you ever told a joke? Wow. Wow. And I do a drink. Me and Kevin Joe do a drinking game where we watch your videos, and then every time you say "wow," take a shot. We get fucked up.
I
within
think
5
I
minutes.
think I already said it once.
Yeah,
All right.
I know. I love it. Keep it going. It's a game. It's
What was your
fun.
favorite episode? You think that you remember? I mean, I know you don't want to be like, oh, and then someone's gonna say you like him more than
No,
me, but you
I
know.
don't like anybody at all. I'm just trying to
Yeah,
think. I
exactly.
actually enjoy a lot of them. But what's the one? Cal White, I loved. Dan, I liked a
was one of my
lot. Dan
favorites.
was yelling at you. I like that because Dan just like, come on, Prue. What the fuck? That was probably my favorite because that was the guest that just got out of control. Sean was very good. Sean Murray was
Sean,
very
that was
good.
that was a lot of
I
fun
liked
too.
the Mike Weiss one with what's her name. That was fun. There was one.
I'm trying to get him on here by himself, but he works all the time.
Yeah,
so.
he's a real guy.
He's got these spider eggs he has to take care of.
Just trying to let people know on Facebook I'm in here too. What you did that too.
Yeah,
Right? Okay.
definitely.
People know. I'm on here, so there you go.
Yeah.
Live. Wow. Show looks
Live.
good. So this is how we started the show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
hopefully
thing I'm not
the
hosting. Just fucking started. Huh?
Oh yeah, we just go right
just
into
go.
it.
We
It's
just-
just like us
Yeah.
hanging out, but we're recording.
Oh, we're one of those.
Yeah.
who was on my podcast? Marty Caproni.
Oh,
said
yeah.
that. I do it, but I have an idea where I want to go with the show. We don't discuss it. I like it so Brandon doesn't kind of know. I kind of let him know. So I like Brandon chiming in because I'm not assholes like the other one on Comedy LOL. I appreciate Brandon and his abilities. I let him speak. Brandon can't even do a fake voice. They have 8 guys doing a fake voice. Fuck them. But it's like
Oh, the Good for Nothing podcast.
good for nothing. They'd be nothing without all your equipment. They can let you talk once in a while. But we had Marty Caproni jump in and hijack the show. And at one point, he just started talking. And I'm like, well, dude, I kind of have a thing I'm trying to do here. And he goes, well, that's how podcasts work. You know, it's just people talking. I'm like, not mine, asshole. It's my podcast. Like, how are you going to tell me how it works?
Yeah, they
No.
work however you want them to work, right?
Exactly.
Oh man.
And this one works like this.
Yeah, exactly.
This is good stuff.
What were you asking him right before? Were you talking
Where
about
to
people
start?
hitting them up and what that's like?
We had a great conversation in the car. That would have been a good podcast. Me and Prue in the car.
I said wow a lot in the
Driving
car.
in the car with
Yeah.
Prue would be a great podcast.
We would have got hammered. What'd you guys talk about?
Uh,
I'm the guest, so I'll let you do this.
let's see. We talked about comedy, I guess. Comedy in Connecticut and the region and starting out and developing yourself and shows that are just hard to do in every young comic's career. Just bar stuff and everything.
It was better than the way he just described it. But
I think he set you up. That's a setup.
That was a setup.
He's like, Prue, why don't you describe it, Prue?
I'm gonna let Prue hang himself for a minute, and then I'm gonna chime in with my little.
But I'm
one-
just the guest, so I was. What I remember was it was actually a good conversation where Adam was asking me about when I started, who was around, and the main thing he asked me was an interesting question because he does that once in a while. He asked who I started off with that's kind of like made it now, and I talked about how in the beginning of comedy when I first started like 6-7 years ago, there wasn't much around here, so you had to go to like Western Mass and Boston on Mondays and Tuesdays. Boston had a bunch of mics, and I drive up with like Mike Shoestock and guys like that, and Ted Steyer doesn't do it anymore, and we go up, and on Monday nights I do 3 mics, and I remember one of the first open mics I did, I got bumped and I had to do it later because Gary Golan was at the open mic. And I became friends with Joe List and Shane Moss and Dan Bolger and Tom Dustin, all these guys who like dominate Boston comedy.
Oh, wow.
And when I first started, I didn't know any better. I didn't know who was good or bad. So when I would put on shows, I would just hit up these guys I met. So I tell Adam that I put on a show one time in Brantford where it was supposed to be me and 2 other guys from Boston. They said asked if their friends could come. So the show ended up being 4 guys who were going to be on Comedy Central that year. When you paid $10 to go to have food in Brantford, Connecticut, and see like 6 guys who now all perform on TV and travel the country, and then my dumb ass hosting it. So it was a really cool time because you had to branch out more, like you guys do when you go to New York and you meet people.
Yeah.
Connecticut didn't have as much going. They didn't have as many mics, but they had better shows going on. There was 3 or 4 guys who were booking it, kind of like Brad and Treehouse.
Oh, okay.
Putting on, like Johnny Benson was very strong then doing extreme comedy, and there was a guy named Darren Lee Norton doing Northeast Comedy Productions, and a couple other guys that just put on shows and would use the same groups of people. And that's how you got work right away. You do an open mic, they'd like you, they'd drag you over, and if you did one guy's open mic, he usually used that as auditions to do his shows. And you got into different groups and got to work that way. Now it's just 8,000 gypsy, horrible, shitty things.
Yeah.
Just fucking 8,000 bad fight clubs.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so bad.
Yeah, it's
There's
tough.
definitely a Fight Club.
I think
vibe.
there's a void for somebody else to step up, kind of like Johnny Benson or that at that level of
No one's
show.
gonna care.
Yeah.
The comedy's so bad and it's so saturated that just nobody's gonna. Who's gonna believe they're good? I think the one guy now that I hear is doing that is telling Adam is Kareem Blue.
Yeah.
Kareem Blue is putting. I hear he's got incredible. You do one of his shows. He bought like all the stage equipment. He's like 20 track lighting,
Oh, wow.
sound, and he's putting on quality shows. He doesn't know a lot of comics yet, but he's putting on good shows. I hear, and people are really loving it. And he's charging comedy club charges. So I think he's the guy that if he continues to do that and doesn't get the bug to have to do more comedy and can put on these shows, he's the guy that could take over Brad's thing and do that. He's got that ability, and the guy's just a natural comic and host. Like, he just makes everybody fucking happy up there.
Where's shows going on in Hartford? Or?
No, he does like Litchfield County and shit like that. He does like Kent and places out there. He'll get places where people can't hear you scream. He's getting 100 people to show up to a fucking restaurant. It's like, and he's one of the few ones putting on good stuff, and everybody else is just putting on. Like the thing you're doing tonight with the fucking Vinny Beetle and the Vinny Beetle dancers. Like, it's like,
the Vinny Beetle dancers.
That's what it is. It's like, he's the star, and then you guys. I was telling Adam, and I'm not shitting on. I said this to you, and I'll say this 100 times. I'm not shitting on Vinny Beetle when I talk about him this way. Vinny Beetle's heart for comedy is amazing, and the fact that he wants comedy to happen is great. But it's like Don King promoting boxing. It's the wrong spokesman. It's not helping out. And he's worried about himself being the star. Just put on shows. Your name doesn't need to be on it. And put on good shows. It shouldn't be 10 guys. Brandon, you're my friend. I appreciate your comedy. You're working hard. You shouldn't be the best guy on the show. I'm not going to pay money to see you. It's not an insult. It's not an insult at all. It's not at all.
You're right.
Because work hard, but you shouldn't be the best guy in the show. If I'm an audience member going to that show, if you're going to call it a comedy show, if you're going to call it an open mic, then fine. If you're going to tell me I'm going to a comedy show, a Funny Shit Productions event, you and Briskin shouldn't be the two best guys. You're both two good young comics, but you shouldn't be the best guys.
Yeah. Definitely. I'm only 2 years in. If you're paying $15, you should see a legitimate headliner.
You should be the opening guy where I'm like, wow, that guy's going to be good in a couple of years. I can see why he's doing that opening spot. And if you can't have a real headliner, you're doing a show because it's fine. But like a Kevin Fitzgerald, a Dan Coway, even a Stosh, somebody who's been getting a chance to feature a little bit, Sean Murray, they should be closing these shows.
Yeah.
I would never fucking do it, but like, about that, I wouldn't go to Liffey's has proven they can't have comedy there. They can't.
Well, I went to his one he had last Friday, I believe. I brought my little speaker set up, and it was, like 30 people. It was a fun little thing, but I don't think it's anything sustainable.
But he had a good turnout?
Yeah.
Nice.
But I guess his mom was there, too.
Who was on the show? His mom's very supportive.
Yeah.
He goes to a lot of shows.
I had to leave early. It was me. I saw Briskin and a couple other people.
He hates me, but he is funny.
Briskin?
I think Briskin's funny. Any clips I've seen,
Briskin's very funny.
He works very hard at it. It's like, listen, I think the best comics are ones who work hard and hate me. Those are the best comedians.
Fuck, I gotta start hating Pat so I can be
better.
better.
I'm 2 for 2 with that one.
I know. Peru you're just driving me here. It's like a Jew driving Hitler to camp. It's like, really? I gotta bring the guy there?
Bringing him to the executions. Oh, man. Yeah, I like Briskin. He's really funny. The thing about him, though, I always tell him is that sometimes he gets a little stubborn. But when I was younger, I was stubborn, too. So it's hard for me to – I just try to relate. And
we can't, though.
We had a conversation recently, and he's like, he alluded to the fact that I only talk to you because you give me stage time. And I'm like, do you really, you know me well and you're my friend. Do you think I'm that kind of person who would just be, like, if I couldn't stand somebody, I don't care how much stage time they're giving me.
I also gave you a free cider once.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. But that's why I hang out with them, because I get free drinks once every other week. But no.
Listen,
I don't know.
People see me as the older guy because I've been doing it longer than you guys. But you and I are close in the same age. No. We get along because of that.
Yeah,
I mean, that's really what it is.
I was telling him, I'm like, I have friends that are worse than Pat. If you think Pat's an asshole, I got friends that are way worse. It's like, that's just how it was. No, I know.
I have people in worse conditions than Pat has.
Let me clarify. What I meant to say.
You know what? I like Prue better now, and that's not good.
It's because of his sweet Star Wars shirt.
Wow.
You should put that on camera. You should show people. That's pretty
I didn't know it was that. I just thought it was just like creepy stuff. Like it's like a little vagina and then like a cock hat.
With an antenna.
I made it all myself.
Oh, man. Yeah, so
I like how you're now calling. I just dropped a wow. Fuck you. I might be an asshole, but I fucking pick up on things. That's why I think that's why most young comics hate me. A lot of guys will be like the veteran guys, and you'll be like, ask them how you did, and they didn't watch, and they're just going, oh, whatever was good.
Yeah.
I pay attention to everything all young comics do.
Yeah.
So when you do ask my opinion, I'm going to give you my real opinion. And if I'm giving you any kind of criticism, it's because I appreciate what you're doing. I'm not gonna waste my time doing it, and it's not like I feel like I need to. I mean, I've been kind of put in that role because of the dumb day job I have, which is so stupid. Like, well, Pat needs to mentor us and say this because he has a day job. Like, fuck you. Like, I do it because I love comedy and I want it to be good. When I get on people like a Vinny, you know, like I busted your balls about certain jokes for a while when I talked about you how you did things. It's because I appreciate what you guys are doing. And I want you to be better at it.
Yeah.
So when I started, there was a couple guys. Artie Robb fucking did that to me all the time. He grabbed me my first times I did comedy. He goes, all you're doing is talking to people, and everyone's gonna tell you to fucking not do that. You are the closest I've ever seen anybody to be themselves on stage. Most guys have like a character that's not exactly themselves. He goes, once you learn to flip that switch and be exactly yourself, you're gonna kill. So keep doing it, write stuff, but don't listen to these assholes who are gonna tell you not to do crowd work. These assholes don't know. They're just jealous of what you're doing.
Yeah.
And
I think there's a lot of that, which is unfortunate. But it's
No,
like
but it's
anything in
fine.
life. It's like anything in life. You're doing something well. There's going to be people. Like, for instance, I'm going to talk about myself because why not? It's my podcast.
Yeah.
Because I'm a DJ. You know, I'm going to be 39 this year, and everyone's like, oh, you know, they have their real jobs. Well, what are you going to do about retirement? And what are you going to do about this? And
How
like,
come you
should
haven't
find
raped
a
yet?
real-
Like,
yeah.
You're 39. You're a DJ. Why have you not raped?
So, I think that's a lot of what it is. Just people, kind of jealousy a little bit. You know,
But they're
a little
talking
bit of
about you.
fear.
It's that
Yeah.
high school mentality.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
all comedy is. They're talking about me.
Yeah.
I'm the pretty princess, motherfuckers. Like, people talk about me. You've told me how many times you've had conversations about me.
Yeah.
You just told me you and Briskin talked about me.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck? I'm a 40-year-old man.
Yeah.
What's
Pretty
talk
Little
about
Princess.
ladies? Like, don't talk about me. Talk about movies you've seen.
It's a great
How's that Pat
point.
Oates doing? It's like, a lot of people talk about me. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'll talk about comics when people talk about comedy.
Mhm.
But I'm not at home like, I wonder what Briskin's doing, or oh, that Vinny Beetle. I'm not thinking about you. It's like,
Yeah, you are.
I wish I was. I really not. I don't. When I get away from comedy, I hang out with my kids and I watch Netflix. And I do nothing else.
Yeah,
I have no friends on purpose. I don't talk to anybody. I talk to girls on Twitter. I never want to date them.
Mhm.
They want to hang out. They get mad. I won't go on dates. I just fucking. I'd rather just get tit pics, jerk off to them, and I'm done. Why do you
Yeah,
wanna-
that saves you a lot of trouble.
Oh,
it really does.
dealing is for people as actual people
Yeah.
the worst.
Yeah.
I can't wait till we're all robots.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice.
A
We're all-
sweet day.
Has somebody come up to you asking for your critique and you gave them your honest opinion and then they really turned on you or
All the
like
time.
had really?
All the time. And I actually will say to people, do you want me to tell you what you want to hear, or do you want me to tell you what I really think? And some people will be like, oh, fuck it, forget it. But yeah, I've had many comics when I've said to them this and that. They're like, what the fuck? That joke works all over the place. I'm like, well, okay, that's good. In front of your friends or some bar at work. But in the long haul, when you ask my opinion, that's only my opinion. That's the funny part. Like, I guess I respect the fact that they take my opinion that seriously where they're upset. But just one person's opinion doesn't mean I know. I'm still doing the same shows you assholes are doing.
Mhm.
So, like, why? I mean, you wanted to hear my opinion, but I gave it to you. But I'm never going to say to anybody, brilliant. Because no one's brilliant. We're all trying. Okay, I hate the word kill. I hate the word bomb. I hate all this. Kill to me is like saying a girl's hot. The word hot is an amazing word. The sun is fucking hot. It's an amazing thing. The power that comes from it. No girl's hot. We've never met a hot girl. Okay, we know fuckable chicks. We know okay people. A comic can do well. You're not. No one ever. None of us in this room have killed. I've done great, but I can still in my head go, I could do better.
Mhm.
So any comic was like, well, that joke kills every time. Like, no, it doesn't. You're not listening. It doesn't kill every time. You wouldn't be here asking
Yeah.
my opinion.
If it killed every time.
Agencies would have found you already. You'd be
Yeah.
whisked off somewhere.
Uh-huh.
It's like I don't know why anybody wants anyone's opinion. All you need to know is if you're doing well. If you want to know what my opinion of you is, you know it because I've booked you. That's my opinion of you. If I say, hey Adam, you get to do a weekend here, or Brandon, you're doing a weekend, that's my opinion of you. You're worthy of being on shows I'm being paid to put on that my name's on.
Yeah.
You're like when you recommend someone like a friend, like there's a chick that you couldn't fuck, so you like tell your friend, oh yeah, you date them, but you know the girl's gonna, if he's a piece of shit, the girl's gonna say, what the fuck? Why would you tell me a piece of shit? So your name, reputation, that's what I'm doing. Every time I put you on a show, if the owners or the people at the crowd is like, why would you put that guy in the front? It's on me. It's not on you.
Yeah.
So my opinion of people is if I book you, and if I don't book you, and you keep emailing me asking why, catch on. Just like the same thing with a girl. You keep messaging a girl going, can you go out? Why would you go out with me? Like, catch on.
Yeah.
It's but just my opinion.
You can only wash your hair so many times.
I book different people. I can't. Fuck you, Brandon, with your hair. But, I don't understand the people that get mad at that. Like, there's other people to go to. Like, if you don't like my opinion, I'm sure Brad Axelrod books you. We book the opposite. You know what I mean? So like, he likes you, and that just means you're hacky. That's fine.
How do you feel like your track record's been with, like, telling people, what you really think and having them turn on you? Do you feel like in the long run those comics have typically gone on and been successful, or do you feel like they've typically are in the same place that they're at because they can't listen to? Because if they can't listen to your opinion, they probably can't listen to anybody else's.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're good, you're good. I mean, I don't think my track. I don't think my word means anything. Like I don't. I don't know what they do with it. I don't care about them. I just don't. I have my own. I'm also the comic chasing things and looking for people's opinions and doing whatever. I mean, there are guys who I've told stink, and they still stink. And there are guys that I've said are going to be good, and they stink. So I don't remember a guy me saying, "Oh, that guy's horrible," and then him being good. There was. I've seen people when they first started, and I wasn't sure what they were going to become. One example of that, and I love this guy, and he's a friend of mine. I think he's hilarious now. But the first couple times I saw Dan Rice, and other people were like, "Oh, this guy's going to be really funny." I didn't get it at first. But now I fucking get. Now I get it in a half. I think he's just trying to find himself on there, and it also I think it's because people were telling me. That's the problem sometimes. If 8 people are like, "You got to watch this guy," it's that mentality of now I hate this guy.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I hate the fact that everyone's blowing smoke. Just let it happen. You know what I mean? Like Sean Murray was that way because everybody at the beginning was like, "Oh, this fucking kid, he's gonna be the greatest thing in the world." And Sean is a very good young comic.
But you just had to like rebel, kind of like.
Well, I had to get my own thing out of it. I'm not gonna join a group. I'm not
Yeah.
a follower in any way. That way. I want to see my own thing. But there's guys also that I think are hilarious that other people don't use at all. There's a kid
Like Carrot Top.
Yeah, fucking killer. Oh, he's the best. I mean, you can. I only know how to do like 3 things with a plunger. You can do like 8 things with a plunger. It's amazing. You'll see some guys I'll book at Jokers that some of you guys will be like, well, who's this guy? And it just I found him funny. I worked with them. I put him on the shows. You know what I mean? So it's like, but I don't think my word should ever mean anything. I understand that guys look at me as a booker, but I'm a comic first. That's what I do. I've performed in a lot of clubs and I've worked a lot of places and do things, and I'm doing the things you guys want to do too. I just happen to have a day job where I also make comedy happen. So I don't consider myself a booker when I do that kind of. I kind of hate that title because it's become like this cancerous thing where everyone's like, "Well, you're a booker, so you don't really do this or do comedy." It's like, fuck you. I've done better shows than all you guys can do, and it wasn't because I booked things. No one's gonna put me in a theater because I can book them in a fucking shitty bar.
Yeah, well, it's like when if you're in comedy or whatever you're in, and you're in a higher position and you have a friend, but he's good, so you help him out. Then everyone's like, "Oh, you're just doing it because you're friends with him." Like, no, I'm doing it because he's good at it.
No, it's both.
Yeah.
I'll also help my friend. No, but my friend has to be good, and like I said before, my name has to be on it.
Yeah.
But I don't really associate with shitheads.
Yeah.
I do, when I'm in comedy, like I said, when I say friend, I mean like they're my comedy acquaintances.
Yeah.
I don't hang out with any of these comics. Like,
well,
we're not
what are you doing
comedy.
later?
Nothing. You're gonna be on a horrible Vinny Beatles show, and I'm gonna watch Prue cry as he drives me home. But
do you want to go?
I'll probably start before the
show?
drive.
I don't know. So he told me that Briskin's gonna be on it, and Briskin hates me, and I don't want to make him feel comfortable. So it's like,
well, I mean, I think you guys could be in the same room together. I don't know.
oh no, I had no problem with it.
Yeah.
But that one time we were at open mic and at your Anthony D's, and I went to shake his hand. He's like, "I won't touch your hand." And I was like, all right. Then he wouldn't touch Cowboy's hand, and Cowboy and I high five, going, "Yeah." So we're both hated by the same dude. No, I don't think I want to go sit in the basement and watch dumbness. But and then he might want to put me on this show, and I don't want to be on that thing. But
you get some good crowds
that
sometimes.
being said,
though,
I'll be with you. You know.
All right.
But I just you asked the question. I don't know.
Well, it's either sit home or go to a comedy show. It doesn't matter what. Even if it was in the basement of my house, like, well, let's check it out.
The sad thing is, I just thought, like, is it a wrestling night? Like, no, there's no wrestling on tonight. I could go. Like, that's what I think. Yeah, but I don't. These guys aren't my friend. I don't. Stosh and I became friendly because he needed a day job at Joker's Wild, and my car has been down for a while, so he was driving back and forth. I've never hung out with Stosh. Well, at one time, because he was at Joker's and my kids were there, we went out to go get food. But I've never hung out with Stosh at a bar afterward, unless it was after a show, or like called up Cowlight and gone and done something, or like gone to the movies. Like those guys do things like that's their friend. I'm not their friend in that way. They're a group of guys who hang out at Jokers and become like that core group of guys who hang out who are funny, and they also perform for me for free on a lot of showcases. So it helps the show. I mean, I'm not making them perform for free. They want the stage time, but why would I not take advantage of a funny individual who wants that time?
Oh yeah, definitely.
And other guys want the stage time, but you're gonna tell me I'm supposed to? When Sean Murray says to me, "I'll do 15 minutes for free," I'm supposed to fucking bump him so some piece of shit can do it when I have a crowd coming?
Yeah.
Why would I not? I'll give the piece of shit a time too, but he's not gonna get the same amount of time. But because I become friendly with them, when someone says to me, what I get a lot is from other bookers saying, like I shot the other day, like, "Hey, dude, I'm doing some shows. I've been using the same 3 or 4 features. Do you know anybody?" Now I'm gonna use the guys that I guess people consider my friends. I said that right away. If you need something cleaner, use Kevin Fitzgerald.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not using Dan Rice, use Dan fucking Rice. The first guy I always suggested Matt Wiley because I love Matt. I taught comedy school too, but I had nothing to do with it. I mean, Matt showed up to comedy school, did not need me at all. I just stormed in the right direction. I can't take any credit for that, but Matt's awesome. And anyone needs a comic like that, I push him, say please use him. But I would push
I try to get him on a lot of stuff too.
People might consider him my friend, but like I'm friendly. That's why I suggest, and I want him to do well. But I won't suggest a shithead. And most people are shitheads.
Yeah, I think that's the problem with all of society. I think you nailed it, Pat Oates. Most
I
people
do.
are shitheads.
That's what I do. Me included. I'm a huge shithead.
I was just gonna ask, getting back to the Booker thing, have you ever encountered somebody?
So I just said how I hate it. It's the worst term in the world. And Barbara Walters over here. Yeah, go ahead. Bring the tears, asshole. Bring the tears.
No, I
Have
just
you
want to
ever
ask.
slept with a
have you-
transgender balls palsy? How do you say that?
Balls
Just let it go.
Balls
Dare to-
Pelzy. He was the greatest pool player in 1974. Balls Pelzy.
He was more of a snooker player.
Everybody knows Minnesota Fats, but Balls Pelzy. He was the greatest of all times. Triple Lindy,
Just
double Luxor.
couldn't say it. It was broken in my brain.
Have you encountered somebody who knows you first as a booker, and then they find out you're a comic, and then never seeing you as a comic, immediately just thought you were a piece of shit because you're a booker?
Yes.
How does that? That's
Most
gotta,
times. I don't let people know A and B. If someone knows me, fine. But there's guys who will get the Joker's Wild booking info and message me and ask what my name is and do that whatever and then they'll be like, I'll mention some names like, oh, you know comics? I go, well, I'm a comic myself, and they're like, oh, So then they'll be like, oh, if you want to like do my bring or something. And it's like, and I'm like, yeah, dude, the guys that you have on your show open for me places, but whatever. I'm not being a dick. I just say like, no, thank you. What do you think you're better than that? You're some booker. You don't get gig. I'm like, I don't know why you got angry at my day
when
job.
people just like
They just well, it's their sadness inside,
Yeah.
trying to justify for how horrible they feel as a person to have to shit on someone else.
Yeah.
The dad beats the mom yells at the kids, and the kid kills the bird. Like it's exactly everybody has to get mad at something, and that poor bird's like, I had nothing. But like it's that whole mentality. So like they're like, well, you're not booking. Even if I do book, I'm like, well, you're not better than me. You can't be, because in my mind, I'm this. You can't exist. You can't. There can't be a guy I don't exist better than.
Well,
me.
I hate when that people say better. Like, who's your favorite comic? People ask me all the time. I'm like, I don't really have one favorite comic. It's like saying if you have a favorite band, I don't know what kind of person you are. It depends on my mood, what kind of music.
It changes with the time, but
Yeah.
every couple months I have a favorite.
Yeah.
Like there's guys that I get into. I think just like music. There's a
Yeah.
guy I get into.
Yeah, it
But
depends
you
how
can
you
have
feel.
a favorite right now. But like right now,
Yeah.
there's a couple guys I listen to now that I have known of. But like right now, I'm just watching and listening to so much Tom Segura. I fucking
Yeah.
love Tom Segura
He's-
and the way he's
he's
on.
great.
Kyle Kinane. I've been listening to him like crazy a lot lately. I've been getting into some Mike Kaplan again. Just listen to different styles and stuff. But on my Spotify, like I do a dumb joke about it, but it's true. I take 3 different comedians every month and I just listen to the shit out of them. Like every special they have, whatever, and you get to listen to different styles and learn how they say things. But
Now you even watch comics you don't like too, right?
well, I mean, as a person.
No, just like specials, like.
I watch
comic-
all comedy. It's not that I don't like. I'll like all comedy. I enjoy comedy. There's some shit that's not my cup of tea,
Yeah.
but I'll get why it's good. Like, listen, I mean, for people to shit on Jeff Dunham, oh fuck you, it's puppets. Like, first of all, none of us can do fucking puppets. Puppets
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
Fucking movie.
And he's been doing that since like 80.
I mumble with my mouth open. He's
Yeah.
fucking talking normal with his mouth closed. Fuck that. And he's been doing it forever. And
Yeah.
wait, why do we hate him? Well, because he's super popular and rich, because
Yeah.
the rest of the world likes it. He came up with something that the world can relate to. I get why people like it. Pepper on a stick, not my cup of tea. But I mean, racist old man. I mean, that's fun. But it's like, it's not something I'd want to go see. But I
Yeah.
get why it's good.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's comics around in Connecticut, even at lower level, that I will book and I don't like. I don't like. There's certain guys' styles that I'm like, it's not. I'm not a huge fan of R.C. Smith's comedy. He kills when he's at Joker's Wild. He opens up for The View and did you open for The Chew, The Jew, whatever one thing around. He does one of those shows, and he's great. But it's not like I'll sit there and want to watch it because once you've seen it, you've seen it. I'm not a fan, but I'll book it because I know it makes sense. I know people like it.
Yeah.
It's not a show for me to watch. It's a show for the people to watch.
Yeah.
And you have to. A lot of bookers don't realize that when they book things, they're like, you try to put on a show that everybody will get. If I have someone like your style on the show, I'm not going to put 2 other guys who are soft spoken that have odd little thoughts. That's you do a great thing where you have these odd thoughts you share with the world, and that's what I enjoy when I see your thing. But I'm not going to put 2 other guys guys. I'm not gonna do you, Derek Santos, and Dan Cowboy. That's a fucking weird ass show. I need to have a guy who's like high energy in the middle there, and then maybe like a
Darren
different,
Seacrest
like a
in there,
political
too.
or a different kind of perspective at the end, so everybody gets something. So it
Yeah.
kind of makes sense on that show. So there's an art to putting the show together and making it work. Like I had Mark Norman last weekend, and Mark is great, but it's snide, it's like racist, homophobic, but like in a fun way, all that kind of stuff. So I didn't want to have two other fucking white guys who are going to be like that in the front.
Yeah.
So I had Rojo Perez, who's a Latino comic, who knows Mark well, and funny, high energy, stuff like that. And then Peggy O'Leary, a female comic, who has that perspective. So you're getting everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So a woman's like, oh, that guy was sexist, but she still enjoyed the show because she saw someone else. She liked,
Yeah.
You know, so basically, fuck everybody. That's what we're saying.
Yeah, fuck them all.
Now we were talking about Connecticut versus New York versus Boston. Where do you think? I think you said you think guys should start out in Boston before they head to New York.
It depends on what their style is and what their ability is already. If I was gonna say to you two where you should move right now, I would say Boston. You're still defining who your voice is. And it's more of a support group once you live there. Boston they're not a bad clique, but they're a clique. If you live in Boston and you're a Boston comic and you go to all the mics and you hang out the studio and do all the things right, they'll accept you into their world no matter what your level is. They have all the clubs have different softball teams. They do a Boston comedy softball. It's a family thing.
Oh, wow.
They try to make forever. They try to do that. The old timer guys, Tony V, all the fucking stars from Dennis Leary's days down to the brand new guys, all hang out, all do their things together, and it's a great place to learn and develop. And if you do the comedy studio, you get to perform in front of Cambridge students, people that are smart and listen and care. There's not a lot of money involved. There's not many clubs there used to be. So it's a little harder to move there. You have to find other places to go too. But you're going to have a better opportunity to oh, look, it's a comic asking me for gigs. Legitimately texting me.
It was me.
No, believe me, it wasn't. I wouldn't have thrown the fucking phone. I would have just given you a gig. But I think that's a better spot right now for guys because you're not going to be not as competitive. You can develop yourself for a year or so, learn how to make a set works in a small set, and take that to New York and go there. Going to New York right now, unless you guys have agencies or managers or weekend work to support yourself, you're going to fail. You're going to fail. The guys that move out there, when Mark Norman moved there from Louisiana, he had, people knew kind of who he was. He struggled at the beginning, had to get into the clubs, but he had management. He had things behind him a little bit. These guys, there's someone who knows who they are. They've been working with bigger names. There's a reason to go out there. They have things to do. Like when John Moses, even at his level, moved out there, he made sure that all the clubs in New England knew who he was so he could go on weekends, make money, and struggle during the week. But to go out there now, you're going to get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
You get your ass kicked. There's 100 guys that do weird little jokes and do jokes like you guys both do. What makes you stand out?
Yeah.
You'll learn that in Boston because they do quirky, odd, different. It's not like us. There's not going to be a lot of. I don't do well in Boston. I love those guys there, but they don't like crowd work or people that have like that harsh negativity look on life and stuff like that. Not that they're all happy and go free, but it's more jokes and thoughts and things like that happen there. And I think that's the best place for people to go and move right away. I hear that's good, and I hear San Francisco, if you're going to go there instead of L.A. Go to San Francisco, develop where you are, then try to be seen in L.A. So go other places first, learn that group where you can still hit mics. But Boston doesn't have as many mics. In New York, you can get 1,000 stages if you know where to go.
Yeah.
So I think the best bet to do if you're living in Connecticut is just take advantage of you having all of it.
Yeah.
Right now, you can still be in Connecticut. You can still get paid work from the local clubs and then put on your own shows here. Each one of you should fucking have a restaurant where you're putting a show on. Go up to Boston for like one of the days a week. Go to New York the other day a week. Network with people. Hit the mics, but meet guys. Hey, come on, see guys funny. Come on down, do this show for me. He comes down, does 15, 20 minutes. And then you throw him a couple bucks. He says, how about that? And then when he's done with it, and he says, thanks, have me again. Like, hey, man, all I ask for in return, you don't ask for fucking other gigs. You say, all I ask for in return is if you know any other mics or places I can hit, hook a guy up. That networking helps you there. You go in that way, and you do it both sides, and your name gets out there.
Yeah.
When I first started, because I was booking things here, guys in New York knew who I was. I was like, they're like, oh, Pat Oates, I heard you. I'm like, how the fuck did you hear me? I've been doing it a year, but it's because of what I was promoting and putting on, and because I was networking all the time. So it's one of those things where you just, I think if you wanted to move right now, I don't think you have to. I think this day and age, with everything, like you guys got your name out. You're fucking on a podcast on YouTube right now.
Yeah.
People can know who you are if they're watching that thing. You don't need to do that in Boston or New York. It's not that small world anymore. But if you want to make it and get an agent and all that shit, then you take New York. But you're gonna fail if you don't have what's together yet. You know.
I think you're right. There's
I am,
such a
right.
flood of. You're always right, Pat. There's such a
Oh, all right.
there's such a flood of comics in New York. I like to go there and do mics, but then it's just I always think about wow, if I did move to New York, it'd be such an uphill climb because there's so many people.
Well, go to the stand.
Yeah.
Take that lineup and tell me who you should bump.
Yeah.
The best comics. Each one of them is headlining somewhere across this country that weekend.
Yeah.
And on Monday, they're all together doing 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like when I did the stand, it was like I was getting bumped, and I finally got to go on right after Big J, basically the Babe Ruth of the stand, like the house that he built.
Oh my God.
You're like, oh, go on after him. And I was like, first, and my brother came to watch. He was in New York for the one day. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? Before me was Ari Shafir and Damon Wayans' son, and fucking Cypher Sounds, and fucking all these incredible guys.
He's doing comedy?
Oh yeah.
Oh really?
He's in the cellar now. He's
oh wow.
Yeah, he's really getting himself out there and working hard. He's doing pretty well too.
That's
so,
awesome.
He's kind of giving up the whole DJ thing, and now he's just doing the comedy thing.
I could relate with him then because I don't know.
No, because you were a DJ for it. No, without a doubt. No, it's the same
That's
kind of thing.
great.
And it translated over. I mean, he had the Hot 97
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
So, I
yeah.
mean, he really, a lot of the clubs realized that his name is still popular. You get people in there. And the Fat Baby guys, Julio and Ricky Velez and them, took him on.
Oh, okay.
So that's I met him because he did Jokers because their weekend they co-headlined. They had him come down to a guest spot. So, those guys, to go up to New York now, what are you gonna? Even if you go to the independent things, you go to the indie shows and the alt rooms and stuff. They've got their stars.
Yeah.
There's some young comics that moved from Connecticut. Keel Howard Stone is fucking from Manhattan, and he's fucking hilarious. And he's been living in New York for a couple of years now, and he's got his groups, Paul Schisler and Joe Welke and Tyler Rothrock. They're all fucking hilarious guys you haven't heard of. And they're killing it in those rooms, and then trying to get their ass into the other clubs, and they're trying to get out in this way, and they have to go like to Philly and different places to do stuff. But those guys are fucking killer, but they're not cracking there. So if they're the guys who left their best areas, the guy left Philly, guy left Baltimore, guy left Connecticut, and went there, and they were all better than the young guys now, what the fuck are you guys gonna do?
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, you're better off just developing here. Unless you want to take that beating, they started booking their own shit, like Bear Burger and different places where they put on shows. Karma. Those are those 5 or 6 guys all putting shit on together and building their own community. But that guy, those guys are like headlining those shows, and Kurt Metzger probably doesn't know who the fuck they are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're working 2 miles away from here, not even 5 blocks. And they have no idea. There's comedy every 2 seconds in New York.
Yeah.
You can get mics, but what kind of mics are you getting? Everybody just wants to move up there. We know guys. Michael Lewis was a guy who was down here, moved up there. What the fuck's he doing? He's just trying to get host spots for me still down here. It's like you move up there. If you want to move up there, say fine. Doug Key. Do you guys know Doug? Out of Rhode Island.
Rhode
Very
Island
funny
guy,
comic.
yeah.
And moved to New York. Handsome, Tiger Beat handsome, fucking beautiful man. Moved up there and tried to do comedy. And he's starting to do stuff now. But when I talked to him, he said the first month or so was hell because he didn't know anybody. He knew a couple comics. That was about it. Had no life, no family. He left everything he had. Didn't have a job. And he couldn't really. And comedy was so hard for him to do because he was putting everything into it, and it was just like it wasn't like enjoyable to do mics. It was like I have to get this mic so I can get into this place so I can do. Yeah. And it became a struggle, and there was no love. And then he found a job he liked, and then he also found a girl he liked, and started. Now he had a life in New York. Now I was like, you know what? Even if I don't have a show tonight, I can hang with my girl. I can hang in my apartment, which I like. I like my neighborhood, and then comedy came easier. Now he's putting on his own shows. So like, if you're gonna move up there at all and take that struggle, you've got to really make sure you've got money, you've got a job, you've got a situation where you have support group behind you because you're gonna get crazy. Brian Barganier moved back and forth 10 fucking times because you get eaten up in that fucking place.
Yeah, I can imagine. I think it's important to have some friends, especially away from comedy because then you could just get away from the hangout and not think about it
or at least hookers.
Yeah, hookers too. You could pay them to be your friends.
Sexyjobs.com.
So you mean to tell me in your natural life,
in your natural born life,
Ben Ortiz,
yo Pat. That's my favorite question. I'll be walking downtown New Haven and I'll just hear yo Pat. And I turn around. Yeah, Ben. Sup? You gonna be at Joker's Wild Comedy Club in New Haven, Connecticut later on? Yeah, I don't know why you gave me the whole address. I know where that is. One time, I think I told you this. He comes up to me and goes, yo, Pat. I'm like, yeah, Ben. Who's on the show tonight? I'm like, well, actually, I'm headlining. Can I get 2 tickets? I was like, yeah, but I thought you hated me. I do. But I like your jokes. I'll take that as a compliment.
He's honest.
Yeah, he's very honest.
I do, but I like
He was the
jokes.
most fun guy I've ever interviewed on a podcast. He was amazing.
That was a lot of fun. If we're talking about Pat Oates here, has his own podcast called Pat Oates is Sad. You probably know about it. And Ben Ortiz, who's the comedian we're talking about, was on. Who's a guest and who's one of the most interesting guests. talking about doing. He did masturbation porn tryout for gay porn. He got paid what $300
Well,
or
he
something.
thought he went to sexyjobs.com. That's a real thing. He told us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was like, 'cause he said it also like, yo, I went to sexyjobs.com, and then we were all just
Sexy
laughing.
job.
And he basically went there and he found out that he could audition for porn, but he thought he was auditioning to go fuck chicks.
Yeah.
So he got himself to New York somehow, and then a guy picked him up on a motorcycle. He got in the back with the man, held his arms around him, fucking scurried off. This is a man. Went to his apartment. The guy had him jerk off. I guess Ben has like a 10-inch cock. And but he has to take all these pills now, or just took a shot that stops him from being schizophrenic. So therefore, his cock doesn't get hard. It's only 5 inches now. Which I was like, if I lost 5 inches, I have no fucking inches. That's fucking bullshit. Fucking God is an asshole. So he gives a schizophrenic psychopath a giant cock he can't do anything with. Piece of shit. But so I guess he did that. He jerked off to the guy in front of the camera for half hour or whatever, and he was waiting for his call back. But instead of this guy using it as an audition, which I even said to Ben, wouldn't it make sense if the guy wanted you to fuck chicks for a job, he'd have you fuck chicks for an audition, not just jerk off.
Yeah,
He
in
took
front
the
of a guy.
video clip and put it in gay porn. So Ben Ortiz is out there in the gay porn world,
my
and
God.
dudes can just jerk off to Ben jerking off.
Wow.
Yo, Pat. And we were searching it. That was the best part. I'm like, yo, look it up. Ben Ortiz gay porn.
And then we both at the same time were like, why are we looking for it?
we don't want to see it. We don't want to see Ben like,
He's like, you're really looking for it? And then we're like, yeah. Oh, wow.
jerking off right now. I'm doing my thing with my dick.
We just got
He was
caught
probably
up.
wearing the same clothes. Had the same clothes on.
You ever see him do the sing-song thing on stage? It's like, and now I'm jerking off my dick.
Yeah.
And I'm over here, and Eminem, and you all bitches. It's like,
Yeah.
like, why are you singing?
Yeah, he starts to sing a set. Yeah. Oh, he's great. He did really well at that guest spot, too.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I know that he was on that show with you at Jokers.
Yeah, he was excited. He did well. The crowd loved him. And then, or, they were laughed, and then they ran away. He ran away after.
Did I tell you the aftermath of this?
No.
So the next Wednesday, last Wednesday, he was supposed to do Joker's the
Oh,
Cheap
yeah.
Flash show, and he came early, and then he fucking took off, and he messaged me the next day, and he goes, "Yo, Pat, I'm not doing the open mic thing. Connecticut open mics don't do shit for me. I was expecting more after the guest spot. I can't do these kind of things anymore." And I said,
Wow.
Ben, it's not a. I think you're misunderstanding. It's not a guest. It's not an open mic anymore. It's a book thing. There was actually a decent crowd there. It was a fun time. You really missed out. He's like, "Oh, what the fuck?" That's all he wrote. And I was like, "Well, I don't know what the fuck is." But I mean, you should have done this. He's like, "I can't do those anymore. I'm sorry, but now I think I should be doing different things since that guest spot." Like the guest spot really went to his fucking head.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, I saw him at Murphy's the next night, and he's like, "How was the crowd last night?" And I'm like, "It was a good." I said it's the best crowd we've had, I think, since we started doing the Wednesday. The most people. He's like, "Really?" And he got so mad. I'm like, "Why? You're supposed to be on." He's like, "Yeah, but I left." I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "I don't know. I thought there was no one going to be there or whatever."
I don't know.
I don't know.
just left.
Yeah, I'm like, "Oh, you missed out, man." He was pretty bummed.
Bitches. Well, my gay, 'cause they don't like bitches.
Yeah.
My favorite line.
Yeah, that
I know
is-
it's an Eminem line, but he does it way better.
Yeah, he does.
He's been doing comedy a while, right?
As long as me.
Wow.
Oh yeah, when I started doing those open mics, he was there from day one. He's been that crazy from day one. Like he's doing that nuts. He used to it doesn't in the interview, but he used to leave an open mic, run out with his phone, and then quickly do a YouTube video of like the aftermath. Like, yo, I'm at Joker's Wild Comedy Club at New Haven, Connecticut on Worcester Street, and today I did jokes, and host comedian Pat Oates told me I stink, and he made fun of me, and then the crowd hated me so much, and I did my jokes, and I'm going to be the next Chris Rock. I'm going to be the next George Carlin. I'm going to be the greatest thing in the world. People don't understand. Now I'm crying me a river. And he'd walk away, and like, he'd put it on YouTube. And I was like, what the fuck? And then it started getting to the point where he would do them and go, yo, Pat Oates is pissing me off. I don't know if I should murder him or not. I don't know what I'm doing. And he could go on the thing. And I thought it was so great. I kept sharing them on my Facebook. Then one day my brother messaged me and goes, Pat, I know you think this is funny and you have a sick sense of humor. This is a crazy person, and you're like telling him it's okay to murder you. Maybe you should stop. I'm like, you know what? You're right. I wasn't even thinking about how there really could be a murder. And then what? Like a couple months later, he showed up at Joker's Wild right after the Batman shootings in Colorado, when the guy, and he dressed up like that guy and showed up there, and even said, even like made a message saying, I don't know if I'm gonna kill everybody or tell jokes. So Cowboy had the cops waiting for him, like, yeah.
Oh my
Dude,
God.
I know Ben thought it was supposed to be funny, but you're crazy for real, and people were scared. He had the hair colored and all that shit.
Yeah, you can never be too safe. That's the problem.
That
Especially when you're
sounds
fucking
frightening.
nuts.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
We already know he's crazy.
Yeah,
That sounds frightening.
Yeah.
I interviewed a murderer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Potential murder, at least.
There's no potential.
You know, he's definitely murdered a hooker. He definitely did. We should have just.
Oh,
asked
he gets
him.
so many hookers.
Yeah, he does.
Ah.
He was surprised that we don't. That's where we started this whole thing.
Yeah.
He was surprised that we've never paid for sex. He asked him and then me.
Because it's so normal in his life.
Yeah, then he
No,
goes,
that's
"You
true.
mean to tell me you never paid for sex?" He goes, "Yeah. What about in your own natural life? You've never paid."
I said, not even my unnatural life. No, I couldn't. It's just I was I couldn't. I mean, not that I believe in all. I'm not that idiot. It's like I was raised a certain way, whatever. But that was kind of a thing. Like, the guilt. I couldn't, and I can't wait 30 minutes for a pizza. I couldn't wait for a hooker, like that phone call and then like give her the money. Oh my God, no, I couldn't. I don't think I'd get hard. I think it would be too much thinking. I think about everything. I couldn't do that, and I don't want to fuck. To me, that's just saying you gave up.
Yeah.
I don't want to pay to fuck a lady. Have you ever paid to fuck a lady?
No.
Especially when like we were saying in your podcast earlier, there's so many girls out there that had terrible fathers.
That's my thing. It's like everybody I fuck is like got some issue with their dad, and I'm filling that fucking void, yo. That's what I'm doing.
Filling that void.
Yeah, but they gotta be
Fill
young.
with
as fuck.
oats.
Not like this lady across the street looks like Great Hammer Valentine. Look at that bitch. That's nice hair.
Oh man, we should have a moving camera so we can see what's going on
No, I
outside.
thought you were gonna say we should close the window, but instead you're like, no, people need to see
We
Great
didn't
Hammer
see
Valentine.
that lady.
Google Great Hammer Valentine and put culottes on them, and that was a killer joke.
And that was her. Exactly. He's doing crowd work out my window in my neighborhood.
She has some weird tits for an old lady. Look at that.
She's in a church yard too. He's doing crowd work on her.
Before the podcast started, we were talking about you've had things thrown at you on stage.
Oh, yeah.
I was wondering. That was about 40 minutes of Prue had one chamois one. He was saved for the podcast. I'm like, is we gonna do this or just like, all right, over? I would have asked the question differently, but I would have said, "Hey Pat, what are some of the crazier experiences that happened to you while you're doing comedy?"
Hey Pat, why don't you tell us about some times you've had some
pal.
stuff thrown at you on
Anything
stage?
crazy happened to you lately?
Oh, coming at you live. The two things that happened to me this year. Before this year, I've had punches thrown at me, but never things before. But this was the first time ever this year. A couple months ago, I did a fundraiser. The last couple of years, I've done one in Derby, Connecticut, which is a piece of shit. And they had me doing a fundraiser to raise money for their dumb kids to have a party after their prom, it makes sense because high school is all they do in Derby, and then after that, they're never accomplishing anything.
Yeah,
So
high school football is huge there, isn't it?
Well, they're not huge people. They're all 4'2", but like they think they're good. It's one of those dumb things, like when they have this party, we're raising money for this thing, so all the parents come out. I did it one year. I dragged Stash when he first started. Stash ate it for like 10 minutes, and I did like an hour just shitting on them. And they loved being shit on. They were fine. So he asked me to come back, and I go, this year I want to get a better show, and I want to get another guy who knew the valley, that area well, and Cal White's from the town over. So I brought Cal White with me, and these people this year, they were just fucking brutal. It was a good crowd, like people-wise, but like they didn't want to listen. And they bring their own booze and they bring their own food, right? So they're all sitting there. We're raising money for them, and they're just every joke Dan did. And these are jokes that he's done 1,000 times. They're laughing. He's like, and at one point he supposed to do like 20 minutes. He just looks at me 10 minutes in and goes like, "Pat, can I go?" And I'm like, "Yeah, just fucking go and bring me up. Fuck them." So I go up and I'm making jokes about them and I'm making fun of them. But some of the people were laughing and the other ones were just like, just because they saw me last year and thought, okay, now we know he makes fun of people, we're gonna yell back at him. So they were like ready to heckle, and they didn't know how to heckle, so it wasn't even like fun. So I'm trying to like pull teeth to get them to laugh. And I actually wanted to tell some jokes, and they wouldn't allow me to do that. And I was just making fun of this one lady who's like, she had huge fake cans and like all these tattoos, and I was like, you're the mom that all the other kids like, but your kids must hate. Like, my mom's a whore, but everyone's like, yeah, your mom's a whore. Like, they're all excited. So and the one girl sitting next to her, I'm like, she's like, what about me? I'm like, well, you're sitting next to the hot chick with big tits. Who knows about you? Like nobody wants to fuck you. Your husband thinks about her when she fucks you, whatever. And the next thing I know, a cherry tomato is launched at me, and I look, I go, did I really get a tomato for the first time? Like a real, I've heard about that in cartoons like Charlie Chaplin, but a real tomato got thrown. But 2 weeks ago, I did a comedy country club show, and there was it was probably like 40 people, and they were raising money for like some like AAU traveling sports team thing or whatever. And my kids came with me. Like, now that my kids are getting a little older, they love the fact they do comedy. I love my kid. I'm on all time. And I bring them to shows the place will let me do it. They love watching the comedy. They love what I do. I don't change my act for my kids. They love the fact that I'm a maniac and yell at people, and they enjoy it. So they're sitting off to the side, but the place, they knew my kids were coming, but they didn't have any other tables. So my kids were sitting right up front. Like, it was all spread out tables, but they were like, if we were here, they were like right off to the side here with the two other comics. So people at the beginning watching the other comics were worried because they're just staring at kids seeing their reaction. Wow. And my kids were laughing. I felt bad for the other comics, and Marty Caproni was up before me, and he's like, dude, you wait till you meet Pat. Don't worry. The things I'm saying now are way better than anything they heard in the car ride in the fucking way here. Loosen them up. They're all laughing. I go up. The first thing I said was, you guys are all judging me, going, I can't believe you bring his kids here. you're right. What a bad parent. What I should have done was leave them home and then go to an event raising money for them and ignore them and drink and come home going, Mommy's drunk for you. And they all laughing. You had a fundraiser for your kids, you piece of shit. At least I brought my kids to it. Fucking don't judge me. I'm better than you. I mean, and I always do a joke in different states saying that, I'm from Connecticut, so I'm better than you. And they were getting all mad at that kind of shit. And I was picking, there was these two older women. They were like, they had that lunch lady haircut, like that fucking Rue McClanahan, really short cut. And they were sitting next to each other, and they're next to their really shitty old husbands, and they're just sitting there like melting candles, fucking just hating life, all scrunched up. And I'm just picking on them for being old. And they're laughing for a while. And at one point, they're like, you keep telling us we're old. I'm like, you're so old, you guys probably started racism. And I was like, one was like, get the hose. The other one, get the fountain. We'll hook it up there. Come on, hosey. And they were laughing so hard. And all of a sudden, the lady just goes, and throws a fucking metal spoon at me. I didn't even notice in the air. I was like, what the, like Matrix, like watching it, and you're clink, like real metal. I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, I go, guys, time out. Everybody laughs hard. I go, time out. I look at my kids and go, Daddy got a spoon thrown at him for real. And my son Seamus grabs a spoon and looks at the lady and goes, can we get her? And I was like, the whole place was laughing. He thought it was a cool thing. We could all throw spoons at now. Is that music?
No.
I thought I just heard rocking out in the background.
I don't think so.
It was in a car.
Yeah, it was probably.
It was the spoon hitting me. It was PTSD.
Hit you in the head.
But yeah, I had a spoon thrown at me. And that lady friended me on Facebook after. So it's like, my act is weird where like I'm allowed to shit on people. I think it's because they realize that it's really who I am. And I also shit on myself. But after shows, most people that you've seen will hug me like, oh, that was awesome. Like, I don't know why you like this. This never worked the rest of my life. Like, it ruined marriages. It ruined every job I ever had.
Yeah, we were talking about the job earlier that it ruined.
Yeah, and the other one, yeah, tell it here. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I used to sell advertising for the Hartford Courant, and this old lady, she was like 80-something years old, and she used to sell little jewelry, and she needed to get business in, and she was trying to take whatever little bit of money she had and get this one ad. And she's asking me, and she goes, well, how long does this ad run? Should I run it for a year? Do I save money? And I was serious. I said, like, are you going to be alive in a year? Like, is there a point? Like, why are you wasting your money now? You're never going to be around. Like, what the fuck? And she's like, are you kidding me? I'm like, I don't know. You're not going to see. You're probably going to die before I leave. Like, what the fuck? She's like, get out. And I lost the sale. I couldn't do sales because I was just too fucking brutally honest.
We should just make a show called Pat Oates in Real Life Situations.
Everybody calls it brutal honesty, but like the word brutal has never been used in front of anything good. Like brutal rape isn't a better rape. Like it's like brutal honesty just means I'm a dick. I get it. I just say I'm a dick. I'm not really a dick. I don't understand why we waste time in our lives with feelings when it comes to certain things. Like if I don't like something you're doing, why can't I say it? What about his feeling? Fuck him. Like what are you doing sitting home having feelings and shit? That's what we do. That's why we go home and cry when no one calls us. But in front of other people, fucking step it up.
Do you feel like it's gotten worse?
The
trend is even worse now with kids and everybody being so PC and everything. I know Jerry Seinfeld just had some comments about it that were like all over the internet in the last day.
And I I forget what comic, I want to give him credit. Somebody on Facebook wrote, yeah, I didn't realize Jerry was still doing colleges. It's like, no, I don't think that we've gotten more PC. I think that we've gotten smaller as a world, and therefore with social media and everybody knowing everyone's thoughts, we're now able to police it. I think there was always, for every person that was like saying the N-word, there was someone like, dude, don't say the N-word. Without that, there wouldn't have been that old Civil War thing. You know, I think there was always that other side to it. But I think nowadays, because everybody has a voice, everyone in the world has a Facebook page and a Twitter account and a way to be a star. Like Andy Warhol was fucking right. We all have 15 minutes of fame. He was the biggest prophet in the world. We all have our own stardom. You two have a fucking podcast. We're talking about my pod. Who the fuck are we to fucking share our voices on fucking some wave where people can listen to it?
Yeah.
We all think we should be heard from and say things. So therefore, we're going to correct people. Or the same person who's telling you shouldn't say this or do that is at home calling his wife a fat cunt and yelling the N-word for the guy who got the promotion he did. You know what I mean? Like, so we're all still the same people. I think just now we have to be more phony because there's cameras on us 24/7. As we say that, we're on a camera.
Do you think it's going to make people better, though, because they have to act better? You think eventually it's going to happen?
You guys are asking me questions for a man that's smart. I don't know.
All right, if you had to pretend to be smart.
I don't care. I don't care it makes people better. I don't care. Well, better than what? We've already fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
We fucked up a long time ago. We devolved. We didn't evolve. We're the only fucking animals with stress and depression. There's no tiger sad because his wife fucked a black tiger. There's no sadness there.
Brandon, you do a bit about this, about the sad lion.
There is a sad tiger in Bridgeport.
Is that the zoo? That you can't do that joke anywhere in a 10-mile radius, not the zoo. We get it. Stop doing zoo jokes, you asshole. No, but yeah, that's a joke. But in real life, we're only things that get married. Unless you're like an asshole who owns a puppy and does that because you're a dickhead and makes it get married. But like... but we don't understand. So now we just keep deciding differently what things are all the time. We change words all the time. Like, nobody says tiddlywink anymore. Like, why? Why the fuck does some asshole come along and say you can't say this word? Now this is the word. You should say bae when you mean lady. Or, fuck you. Like, we always just trying to think we know better. We don't know better.
It's just a noise that we make that comes out of our mouth.
That's all we do. We always think because about 100 years ago, all the smart people lived. All the cool inventions were really based on something 100 years ago, 80 years ago. Even the things we have now. Like, think about it. Like, the watch that's now out. They invented that on Dick Tracy. Like, there was a guy who made a cartoon that was there for him. Like,
Star Trek communicators in the 60s.
All those things were sci-fi stuff that we're just we just got rid of ideas so much. We're just watching movies and TV and I'm making the stuff because we can
happen,
now.
Yeah.
So we don't know what's right or what's wrong. We don't understand why we have feelings or why this hurts why when your grandmother dies you're sad, but if his grandmother dies you don't give a fuck. People died. Why do we have attachment, emotional? We don't understand it. So to say all of a sudden you shouldn't say this, you shouldn't say that. It doesn't fucking. Who knows? We don't understand how this works. We try to pretend. Like, think about it. Right now, I'm moving my hands. I don't know how to fucking move my hands. I couldn't explain to you, like, there's something going through my brain, shooting down my arms, and I'm doing it. Fuck, I don't understand that. I don't know why a phone works. I don't know how this is working. Yeah. None of that. So, fuck people.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm
saying. Make some good points there. Can't argue with it.
I made none.
That's the best part about it. You made some but made none. Colin, what's his name again?
Colin Sone. Now he's writing on my Facebook the whole fucking time. He won't stop commenting.
He's probably watching. Tell him he could watch us live.
He's not watching.
Tell him he could call in. I know. He's watching himself smoke some weed.
He's taking pictures of himself.
He's taking pictures of himself.
Have you noticed comedy crowds being more PC in the, you said you were in your 7th year doing comedy. As a comic, have you noticed any difference? No. Or do you think it's just kind of in the air on the internet? Everybody's complaining.
Well, see, because I just do me. So when I go up there, my act, if you're somebody that's PC, you're not going to dig what I do anyway. Because I kind of just talk about everything like a dummy, open-minded thing. Like, why would you think this? Why would you judge that? I mean, I've been doing a bit recently that's been working where I talk about how I think it's dumb that we say we're from other places. Like, I'm supposedly Irish, but I wasn't fucking born in Ireland. That's dumb. I had dumb ancestors that fucking came here. They were stupid, obviously, because all our ancestors were. Because why would you get in a boat before maps? Like, what the fuck? Like, why would you fucking do that? And then it gets the crowd thinking. But I used to do that early on in the act because it makes you realize, okay, I'm gonna overanalyze the shit out of things that are simple, and that's kind of what my act is. Now, if you're not gonna dig it, great, that's your opinion. But you don't gotta fucking tell me because I'm not gonna change what the fuck I'm doing because some fucking Chinese lady's mad that I thought she was Korean. I don't know.
Sounds very specific.
I'm supposed to be a carnival worker now? Like, I'm supposed to guess what you are? I don't fucking know. Look at me. I'm fucking telling jokes for a job. I'm obviously not good at things. I've resorted to this, yelling my thoughts to strangers for petty cash.
Yeah.
It's like,
most people start out wanting to do it. It's the only thing he can do. It's like the last resort of a job.
Well, okay, for the 1 second, I'll be serious. I never understood why people expect PC or smart thoughts from people that do what we do. We are an odd type of people. To go on stage and to really think, if you think about it, what we're saying every time we perform is, my thoughts are so good that the world needs to hear them and not respond. Only respond by laughter or some kind of feeling, elicit some kind of emotion to get out of them, and then not talk after. It's like the perfect world conversation. Imagine you just talked to a chick the whole time, and then she blew you and left. Like, that was the thing. She never talked. She just, instead of clapping, she's like, ah, and then she fucking, I don't know why she does the Down syndrome. Ah, like, she becomes Arnold Schwarzenegger. Get to the chopper. But, like, I don't know why they turn around, and for a guy who all day thinks about how I can make the perfect joke about Bill Cosby raping someone, and you're like, why do you not think about the women? Like, why am I thinking about Bill Cosby rape? Like, I'm thinking the other thing. Think why I'm even thinking that. A guy who does a joke about racism and does a social awareness type thing, like, well, why do we act this way or do this and that? And you're like, well, are you thinking about other people? Well, obviously not. If I was a normal person and could think about other people's feelings, I wouldn't have the selfish ambitions to be a comic.
Yeah.
To be on stage and say, I'm going to overanalyze and take this one story and make it all about my thoughts on this thing. Obviously, I'm missing that filter, that one little thing that makes me PC, correct, and working in society. That's why I'm the dancing monkey for you and not a regular person in the audience.
Yeah.
I'm not that sheep that you are that sits there and goes, I heard the things and I laugh at the things and then someone told me I shouldn't laugh at things, so now I wave my finger at the things. Like, no, it's like, fucking, we're here because we have these thoughts. We think differently. We overanalyze the world. We worry about things. We're so anal in our thoughts. Like, the three of us here could sit here and look at objects in this room and make silly remarks about it where other people just wouldn't even see that. Like, they wouldn't even get that because their mind's like, why would I fucking even waste my time? I have to do my job. I have to mow my lawn. We're like, fuck your lawn. Let's make jokes about fucking on the lawn. That's what we do.
Yeah, I think it's a good point also in the fact that if you don't like it, then just don't watch it. Why tell people they can't enjoy it?
See, I don't believe that either. There's things I don't think I'm going to like. And I'll watch anyway.
That's a good view. But what I mean is, if someone's doing a joke about rape or whatever it is, and it's something that bothers you because of your problems and something happened to you, then just don't watch it.
Yeah, but when they're in the audience, I think the complaint is they came to a show and they paid money.
Yeah.
It's not so much watching on TV and just turning it off. That's fine.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't do any joke. I mean, just on podcasts, I don't do any jokes about rape. Rape's not. What I've heard from people involved in it, not fun. I've never heard someone say rape. Great time. So I don't understand why somebody comic would waste their time writing a joke about something that is going to alienate the audience and not. At the end of the day, you're still trying to make them laugh. Like, you should be able to talk whatever you want about, but like rape, abortion, those are cheap outs. That's an easy fucking thing to make. Like, it's a shock value laugh. Even if you say you write the smartest, greatest rape, what does that really mean? Like, you're the tallest midget? Like, what does that really mean you're doing? Well, why go somewhere that people don't want you to go? At the end of the day, I'll joke about things that people relate to and deal with, but I don't go that route. I don't do any like sex things. It's just, hey, some sad fat fuck doesn't want to hear about me fucking. Like I used to tell you when you first started. I'm like, you took me up there like, I'm a DJ, so I get pussy. Like nobody wants to hear that shit. Like this guy's sad. He's alone. He's fucking this mammoth next to him. That he once a year gets to begrudgingly shove his horrible small cock into, and then she pretends like it's a treat for him. And then you have to go up there going, I'm slaying puss all day. Like fuck. Thanks for the reminder. I just lost $20, 40 on drinks, and now then my wife's gonna go home and fuck me because she wants Mohawk Boy. So it's like make things they want to relate to. There is gonna be someone in the audience that's somehow in the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon experienced rape. Same way with abortion, same way with cancer. Why go there? Why go there? You're not gonna. No one's gonna go, yeah, cancer. Like, there's no why go there. And you're gonna go, well, why can't I? Well, you can say what you want, but then realize it's gonna be harder for you to get work because then it is a business. So like, have silly thoughts and do things, but what is the point? If that's all you can think about being funny, then maybe you're not funny. You're just shocking. If all you can do is talk about horrible things, but you can't make a fun joke about something. And what's the point of doing it? What I love about comedy is that I'm creating something out of nothing in my own mind and sharing it with the world and eliciting a feeling out of them. That's the coolest thing in the world. I take a person who's got their arms crossed and fucking pissed off, and at the end of the night, they're fucking cracking up and high-fiving me. That's a fucking great feeling. Yeah. But I'm not going to get that if I'm like, cancer, rape, abortion, N-word, like, which by the way, is Brian Burgundy's next door. But like, well, what's the point of saying all that? Like, someone's like, well, I have a really good N-word joke. Like, really? Really? Let's go to Harlem. Let's have you go on stage in a black room and tell that one. Tell me how good it is. It's not, well, not there. Well, then what's the point of doing it? Because our end game is to perform in front of everybody. So like, I think that you're saying, yeah, if someone goes out to a comedy club and supports our art, someone's spending money. They got a babysitter. They invested their time to go out with their significant other and friends and go out and watch a show. Why should I make them leaving and hate it? They're the reason we get to do it. The people that said, I would never get in my car and go watch a comedy show. Before I was doing comedy, I loved comedy, but I wasn't motivated enough to get in a car and buy a ticket. I would watch it on Comedy Central. So these people are supporting what we have. So why should I fucking say something horrific to them when they're live? Now, if somebody's known as like the rape comic, that's a weird thing to be known as. But if you're known as
you know him as the rape comic.
Yeah. I thought we weren't going to talk about that anymore.
You're gonna play a clip from somebody like, hey, be careful, there's got lots of rape, like Anthony Jeselnik.
Yeah.
I love Anthony Jeselnik. But, like, if you're somebody who's PC, you have to realize how tongue-in-cheek he is with everything. But you wouldn't show that to your grandma. Like, hey, grandma. Like, she should turn it off. But if grandma was there live and I would think she'd be smart enough to go, well, who's Anthony Jeselnik? Well, he's a guy who talks about, like, rape, abortion, but these weird, twisted, every joke has this really odd twist, and he goes there, but it's very funny. And she's like, oh, I won't like that. Well, then don't fucking go.
Yeah.
But if they're watching on TV, you turn it off. But, like, you do your research. You know, or at the smallest level, I can find out how you are as a comic. I can go on YouTube and find out about you. If I know Adam Peruzzi and we had a show, we're at that stage in our lives where I can find out who the opening act is. So do your research before you go to shows. And if you don't like what they're doing, get out of there. Don't go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard somebody once say, you know, you never go to a music show that's just labeled music. There's always a specific, you know, people go looking for something specific, but it's not like that with comedy. People just go to, you know, a comedy show and they don't know what to expect.
Yeah, but I think in the same way, you can kind of feel out what the venue is. If I'm going to like a nice restaurant, I would expect them not to have a guy talking about cum and things like that because they're going to be eating. I would think they'd be smart enough to not book someone like that. If I'm going to a seedy bar to see a show, if I'm going to a comedy club, you shouldn't be going in thinking you're going to get Bob Newhart. You should really think what you're going to be getting, but you should be able to look those people up. But the same way with music too.
For everybody, Bob Newhart was the comedian in the.
If you don't know who he is,
50s,
then fucking stop doing comedy. He's fucking brilliant.
Oh yeah, no, he's great.
To me, that's what Ellen DeGeneres is. Every couple decades, somebody becomes someone else without meaning to. And Ellen DeGeneres is Bob Newhart. It's exactly, if you watch his act, the jokes trail off. It's weird thoughts, crazy little movements and odd things. She's female Bob Newhart. Lisa Lampanelli's female Dom Rickles. We become these different things without meaning to. It's just different genres can take it on.
Mm-hmm.
But the music thing, I still think you know. If I'm going to go to Cafe 9, I'm not expecting folk music. And I'm not expecting guys in suits to be watching the show next to me. I'm expecting like grungy little weird hippie guys watching. There could be different kinds of music, but I'm kind of understand what I'm getting. And music's different too because you can talk over it. A band's playing and you guys can just be like, "Hey Adam, this sucks." And they can't even hear it because we're yelling over the music.
Yeah.
But comedy, we have to shut up and listen. So yeah, you should kind of do your research a little bit. But like, that's why we're getting back to these things, like the thing you're doing tonight. They're calling it a comedy show, but it's 10 guys who don't get paid for anything. Is it a comedy show? Is it taking away? If you see that, and then there's going to be a show where it's me and John Romanoff and Mike Fenoya on a show at some restaurant with 3 guys who kind of headline around this area, and we're on that fucking show, but you went to the Vinny Beetle show and hated it, you're going to go, I hate local comedy stinks. But it's not the same thing. It's a different show, but you're going to judge that because they called that this. That's why I think it's very important for people to call something an open mic or a comedy showcase or a comedy show. Those titles mean something. Explain a little bit in your flyer. Instead of just yelling a guy's name and putting a picture of your 8 friends all posing. And no, what's the fucking point? It just looks like a bad boy band. Like, I don't understand why they're all on that. Just explain what the show is. A funny, underneath, a very simple parental advisory. A rated R, dirty show, or for all ages. Just a small little thing to let people know that they enjoy the show and they're investing some money into it. And also make them pay money. I hate to go this rant, but pay money. No matter what, free comedy shows are the worst. Because if you and I don't invest in something, we don't care. So if he's up there and he's doing his thing and we don't like it, we'll just talk. Well, we care. We didn't waste any money. But I put $10 down. I mean, that's a couple drinks in a place. People don't have a lot of money. I put $10. But you know what? I paid fucking $10. I have to enjoy it.
Yeah, you got to get something out of it. There's value there. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I do that.
All right. Well, we are over an hour right now, so
Yeah.
we're gonna wrap it up. But that's good because it leaves more for next time. Look at him shaking his head.
No, you don't get that on this show, my friend.
So, Pat Oates is Sad is his podcast. You can find him on Twitter. How can we find you, Pat Oates?
You can do Pat Oates is Sad on Twitter. You can do Pat underscore Oates, which I fucking I hate that I have that. Pat underscore Oates on Twitter. Find me on Facebook, and I have a fan page. Fuck that. I like to interact with people. I write some of the dumbest things possible on my Facebook. A lot of my jokes develop from that, and also I write real things about my life that people get really angry at for no fucking reason. So find me on Facebook, and then can I plug some?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Every Wednesday at Joker's Wild, we do our cheap laugh show. It's only $5. We got 12 comics. You guys will definitely be on those things coming up. It's 12 different comedians on the show. Only $5 to laugh. We have beer specials Thursdays. It used to be a buffet. We got rid of the buffet now, but it's gonna be a happy hour show. So like all the prices you get a happy hour, like a couple dollars off beers and drinks and cheap, like half price foods and all that stuff. And like 4 or 5 different comedians on those shows. So we're really trying to develop the Wednesdays and Thursdays at Joker's Wild and get people to come out. So it's only $5 to come see shows. So come check those things out. I'm gonna be. Well, I'm talking around this area so we can make it. Oh, July 3rd, one night, I'll be headlining at Joker's Wild in hot Indian lady Suba Agarwal from New York City.
I know her.
Yeah, known as hot Indian lady. She'll be opening up for me, so and then she'll do the show. Pow! And,
Boom.
But yeah, we have that show. I'll be at Foxwoods the last weekend of June from Wednesday to Saturday, opening up for Greer Barnes, who was a writer for Chappelle, hilarious comic. Matt Wally will be hosting, so I'll be there that whole week. So check me out.
Sounds like a killer show
Awesome.
right there.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. And then, no, the Wednesday night It's the Wacky Wednesday. They let me have some guys put on my own shows too. So that Wednesday's going to be Stash Makito hosting, Matt Wally middling. I'll headline the Wednesday, and then Friday 10:30 is the Filthy Friday show. I'm headlining that one. We got Sean Murray, Dan Calwhite, and Matt Wally on that show. So that should be fun.
Cool.
All right, cool. And I just want to talk about my open mic. Any comedians out there, anyone that likes comedy, come check it out. It's at Murphy's Law Thursday night at 8:30 in Bridgeport, and it's downtown, so it's fine.
You guys still getting a good turnout for that?
Yeah, it's been pretty good.
How about when Murph hosts it?
Yeah, he said it was pretty good. It's
They don't
really
need you.
it's hit or miss.
So why are you on it then? His
You
name
know?
is Murph. It's Murphy's fucking.
I know, Murph Dog.
People think he owns that bar.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
some people do.
Yeah, that's dumb.
I always give the when I'm there every time. I always give the disclaimer that he doesn't, but people don't listen to me.
I have so many guys going, yeah, I think he owns that place. Yeah. His first name is actually Law. And he writes it like he's in the library. He puts a comma, Law Murphy.
.com. All right, guys. Thanks for checking us out.
Adam Prue doesn't get to promote things?
Oh.
I'll
Oh,
plug.
what a
I'm
dick.
on shows
Come on,
occasionally.
Prue.
Hey, Adam, you have
I'm
anything?
worth more than a ride to
Hey,
Pat Oates' house.
Adam, do you have anything you want to plug?
This Thursday I'm gonna be at the Happy Hour show at Joker's, so it should be fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool. All
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Anything else?
Next 2 Wednesdays also at Joker's for the $5 cheap laugh shows.
right.
Really
He's going to be
excited.
at Joker's a whole bunch.
Yeah,
Whole
so
bunch.
come to
Gonna be
Joker's.
good stuff.
Bunch of wholeness.
All right,
I
guys.
will also be there. Yay.
Yes.
You'll be there.
Yes, I'll be there
What
too.
the fuck, Brandon
Yeah, what the
Smith?
fuck? People know it's
Promoting Murphy's Law.
my,
Fuck open mics.
it's my default picture on
Fuck
Facebook.
Benny
forever.
Harlem. I don't need this shit. Fucking
Yes, Benny Harlem, everybody. All right, guys.
He's underneath the table like, hello.
All right, guys. Thanks for checking us out.
Bye bye.
Bye.